Okay, the second Vlab application I wanted to go through was drchrono. So again, you go to the academy.ahima.org, then you would scroll down to drchrono. There are two documents again that you want the students to open. The first one's the drchrono FAQs, and then the second one is this Vlab credentials. I've already opened both, so let me show you the Vlab credentials. The students will have to have this, and you will have to have this to create your username and password inside of drchrono, so make sure to have this handy. And then the drchrono FAQ document goes over the steps, step for step what to do. So it tells us first what software compatible with browsers of Firefox or Google Chrome. I'm actually in Edge, and I think I'm okay, but I'm not in Explorer. So I think with Edge it would be okay too, but since it says Firefox or Google Chrome, that's probably the best thing to do. This is telling you if you get a message saying upgrade required, you can just follow that then. But this is where that access code would be entered right here, which was on that Vlab credential document, this TQ, A65, etc. So when we see that, that's where you put the access code and confirm it with AHIMA. One thing I do want to highlight is it does say right here, and again, you want to go over this with the students, but once you're in the university EHR, EMR, do not use the sign up for free, because that'll take you to like a separate demo version, not the AHIMA Vlab demo version. So make sure that you're using the student or educator sign up area up here. So do not do this sign up for free in, let me show you drchrono really fast. So this is just drchrono's website, app.drchrono.com/accounts login. And then the sign up for free is what you do not click on. So if we go back to this document, it tells us where to go and how to get signed up. So again, I would do this with the students in class just to make sure that they're getting in correctly. So I already signed up, so I can't show you how to do it initially because I already did it once. But once you are signed in the first time, then you'll have a username and a password that you enter, and it'll take you right into the drchrono application. And you can do this separate from the Vlab. So this is the screen you see when you log on, and up at the top are all our tools: scheduling, clinical, patients, reports, billing, account, help. So once you're in drchrono, you then want to go back to the Vlab, and the student will complete the first set of activities here. I also created some drchrono activities for practice that they can do after they finish these first 7 drchrono activities in the Vlab. One thing that you want to make sure is that the students have drchrono open and this open in case they need to answer any questions while using drchrono. Have two windows open. So the first one is just questions that they got in. Okay. So then once you get through that one, you'll get the green check mark, and then navigating drchrono, the EHR Dashboard is the next one we go to. So we just click on the second one, and our window will come up. And the nice thing is it takes us through kind of a PowerPoint at first. So it tells us it's an introductory presentation to navigating the EHR. Click your mouse, press the space bar, or tap the screen to advance. And then it tells the students or the user to review all the presentation slides before beginning the quiz. This is just the AHEMA or the KHIM competencies, AHEMA competencies that KHIM measure, and the number in parentheses, like the 3 behind both of these, is just the Bloom's level that that domain competency needs to be met at. So again, it's even telling us to keep one internet window open to drchrono while following the Vlab demo in another window. Most students find it useful to size the two windows to appear right next to each other on a laptop or desktop screen. If your students don't know how to do that, you can always show them how to do that, or they can just toggle back and forth if that they're not comfortable with that. So this is just an introduction. Throughout their careers, most healthcare workers will have to use an EHR, right? It's kind of the gist of it. So I would make sure students read that so that they fully understand the purpose of an EHR and some of the, why we have the functions. This is where the students can actually go to that login that I told you about, the drchrono for Universities launch screen that is on this document. It tells them that right here. So then they'll want to have this handy. But like I said, I already completed that, so that doesn't apply once you have a login. So it shows them to click the login, not the sign up for free. And then click the login button again. And this is how you begin the quiz that we're taking right now that I'm showing you, is right down here. I've already started it, so I wouldn't hit begin because I would hit resume. But the students would hit begin. So to start the quiz or the questions, they would want to go to their calendar, which I've already created some stuff in mind. So my view might be different from what the students see, but have them log into the University one and see what the calendar looks like. They could just click right there on calendar. And it brings up the calendar. So my calendar doesn't show any appointments. The students can toggle to daily, exam rooms, doctor, weekly, monthly on this side. Toggle this way to go from week to week. And so they would just want to go through the questions. And again, it has them go through the demo as they're doing this. Return to the dashboard by hovering on schedule in the upper left-hand corner of your drchrono screen, then select dashboard. So if we come back to drchrono, and if we hover over schedule, we can just go to dashboard. And drchrono must put the user as the doctor, because you can see my name is there for no appointments for the doctor. So the tutorial system would have a different physician. That's probably why I don't have any appointments, because I'm not scheduled to see patients. So if we go back to the Vlab, then it asks us, return to the dashboard by hovering on schedule, which we just did. What type of information can you determine from the dashboard? Claims expected, claims that are overdue, claims received, claims in process, claims on a specific team member, claims on a specific patient, claims requiring action. So again, this is just kind of a data retrieval, just like we saw when we did the Vista tutorial. The students are going to be answering questions, manipulating the data in further along parts of using drchrono, but the first one is just getting familiar with all of the information that's there. So we had received, in process, and requiring action. So are there any patients in the claims database with the last name of Davis is our next question. So if I go back to drchrono, and last name of Davis, it says no patients found. So I won't go through all of these, but you can see that first they kind of learn about what's on the dashboard, then registering a patient. This one is optional, but I would still have your students go through it with you in class or go through it. Navigating the EHR schedule, navigating the clinical portion of the EHR, the patients, and then authentication. So again, just great activities, getting in there, playing around. One thing that's nice is this is a demo version, so they can't break anything, they can't move any live data or hurt any data that's there. It's all just fictitious. And you could even create, different practice assignments, just going off if you want them searching for different patients. Come to the patients, you can pull the patient list, have them search for certain demographic information, billing information, whatever it might be. If you want to go to billing and look at a day sheet, there's some really great information that we can get or that you might have to put in to pull out later. But you can use this system as you choose, is my understanding. AHIMA just had a couple short activities inside the Vlab, but we can use it however. So if there's things that you want to spend going over or doing in the class, there's a lot of freedom when looking at all the applications that you can do or the activities. Form builder is a really fun activity. So you would first choose a form. Maybe you want your SOAP note. Maybe you want students entering certain information. If you do choose to use anything like this, you can always, type the information and then hit save. The green, which is not going to be ready until we click on something. Anyways, drchrono is really easy to use. Consent forms is another fun thing that you could go and look at. If you want to show them a HIPAA disclosure, okay, that's all I was going to show you with drchrono. Very short, sweet, to the point.